Come on now. You already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the only man and the one man that can check you in to the Heartbreak Hotel, the Heartbreak Prince himself. And we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive. Look, we got to talk about what's been going on with wrestling. What's been going on with this heat? What's been going on with this fire? Because it's been going crazy in this WrestleMania season. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the 3 hours of fire with Monday Night Raw, baby. So we gotta talk about it. Because there was a lot of things going on with Monday Night Raw. But the main thing that we know what it was is that it was 3 hours of heat, 3 hours of fire, 3 hours of nonstop storytelling that just kept getting better, baby. And we kicked it off with Cena. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy because honestly, when John Cena came out, immediately the boos were just heavy. They were just high. I mean, honestly, just seeing the people come out. I mean, he spoke his truth. He said he was just tired of it. He said that he felt like that we bullied him all these years. That we liked him for a little bit. He changed up and all he did was win, win, win. Yeah, we knew what that win was. That was Super Cena. And then he even talked about even times when he was just tired of being an invisible joke. The whole butt joke. I mean, this was insane. He talked a lot of truth here. And he even said that after all this, it doesn't matter how much we boo him, that everything that he's saying is right. And honestly, I thought it was crazy. And I said to myself, yeah, a lot of truth is being said. And he said he's done with us. He said he is broken up with us and he's done with this toxic relationship and he don't need us. And honestly, he's 100% right. And then flash forward, now Cody comes out, crowd goes crazy, super baby face reaction. That's what you want because Cody's got it. Cody's out here. And honestly, he said to John, he said, this whole time he's been wanting and just been waiting to hear from John Cena. And this whole time, now he's hearing everything but just whining, and he's sick of it. What he wants to see, he says he wants to see the John Cena that we've seen go crazy, the Super Cena. Cena, at WrestleMania 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, going crazy. That's the John Cena he said he wants. We're going to see what happens. We flash forward to Penta. Lou and Kyle, honestly, they had an amazing match to getting the dub. And then we flash forward to Dakota beating Ivy now. Now, honestly, I'm wondering what they're going to do with this. And it's seeming like, we're going to keep putting Dakota Kai in all these matches, putting her up against, with Ivy now. And then we're going to do this whole thing with Stephanie Valkyrie. We're going to do all this, give this woman the title, and stop playing with us. Then we flash forward to one of my favorite parts of the night, of course, the EST, Io and Rhea. Now, the funny thing is, Io already came out. And Bianca already came out. Now, to be honest, Io got a mass reaction. Incredible. I'm not going to lie. They booed Bianca now. And at the same time, I question why. But, some people in the comments said, well, they're in Belgium, so maybe that's the reason why. Do with that as you will. So, that being said, Rhea comes out after Bianca and Io had already signed the contracts. And, Rhea states her case. And now, at this point, now she takes the contract and signs her name. I don't know how you do that. But at this point, we know what's about to happen. A triple threat at WrestleMania. And then flash forward after that, later on, oh, yeah. Now, some people didn't really like this. And I can understand why in some ways. Because Jey Uso looks super strong. And honestly, we really just kind of killed Grayson Waller, which is fine. Who cares? But then after that, Gunther comes out, attacks Jey Uso. And now Jey Uso gets free. And at this point, Jey Uso is looking strong, has the title, and it looked good with him holding. Now we flash forward to the LWO. LWO beating the Creed brothers, and that was another banger match. And all of a sudden, here comes the other fake luchador, of course, which we know is obviously is definitely Chad Gable, hitting the Gracias. And then after that, we flash forward to Seth. Seth comes out. Says he wants to come and he wants to talk to CM Punk. Said he wants to talk to Roman Reigns. And he says he's going to be going to Smackdown and making his appearance. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. So then we flash forward to Finn. And honestly, I I really just I'm to the point now with Finn. It's like I don't know what we're doing here for my man Finn. But I think, sooner or later he's definitely gonna be getting this boot out of this group. And honestly, we see Dirty Dom looking pretty good. And honestly, when I say that, I mean when I seen that man with that Intercontinental Champion, people had also put some pictures up with him and Eddie Guerrero and had that comparison. So we're seeing possibly a new Latino Heat. But that being said, Braun Breaker gets the dub, beats Finn Balor, and then Penta is out here helping Braun Breaker after getting attacked from the Judgment Day. And now Penta holding the belt, looking at Braun Breaker, and this is the finish, right here. Now, to be honest, a whole lot of things have been going on with Raw. And honestly, when I look at Raw, I can't be mad about anything I've really seen truly what's been going on. Now, the only thing I can really say my biggest concern, Dakota Kai. This is killing me. Y'all got to stop doing this with this girl. Stop playing. Stop playing. Another thing, what I really love to see is what I want to see. Bianca, and I want to see Rhea, and I want to see Io. That backstage segment that they had, fighting backstage, it's looking like, to me, it's giving almost like the Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda Rousey kind of vibes when they're trying to go with this. The only reason why I say that is because maybe the high caliber match that these women are probably going to be putting on for a show and a big stage like WrestleMania. I could definitely see that happening for both of them. But we got that kicking off, and then honestly, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Penta, with this whole situation with the Intercontinental title. And honestly, if you got him. You got, Finn. You got Dirty Dom. It's a possibility we might be looking at a triple threat fatal four-way match, which honestly, we've been talking about this even before the show. I think, honestly, it looks like WrestleMania is going to be triple threats, fatal four-way, fatal five-ways. It don't matter what it's going to be. I think they're going to find a way to showcase everybody, just like we were saying, and I think it's going to be looking good. Mr. Exclusive, what's your thoughts, man? What do you think?
There's a lot going on. And then we're in the full swing of WrestleMania season right now, and it's so much fun. I never thought I would say this when I say this out loud, and it doesn't feel right, but it might be wrestling overload right now. It might be, and it's okay. Like, it truly is okay to have this wrestling overload right now. There's so much good wrestling going on, and making up for all the years that we had to kind of suffer through whatever that was for a long period of time. And so right now we're getting just absolute greatness, and I love it. But the best thing about everything that's happening is that the wrestling fan still doesn't exactly know what's going on. So kudos to Triple H, kudos to Shawn Michaels, for those, on the WWE side of things, that are doing a good job of keeping us on our toes a little bit. The dirt sheets for a while were just giving away information. Just couldn't enjoy anything. Just out there just giving away everything. But right now, things are just great. I really love what I'm seeing. The couple things for me. First, Cena's situation. I love the promo, by the way. I thought he was classic. The only thing I didn't like about this promo was the fact that he said, you're not going to get a new everything, like a new song, that I'm not going to lie, that absolutely pissed me off. Like, I waited years to see Cena go heel. I waited years, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans that agree with me. I waited years to see Cena go heel, not for you to wear the same stuff and have the same exact song. I do not want to see all colorful. I'm not changing myself. I get what you're saying here, buddy. No. And maybe he still will change his mind and do something. This fan does not want that. This wrestling fan does not want that. He wants to see a new Cena. Like, we got teased years ago that there was a new song that never came out. Give me that. I don't care. Give me what I want. And that's not what I want. Now, what he did to the kid. Yeah, right. Yeah. What he did to the kid, absolute gold. That little boy looked like he was about to cry. And I said, that's how you turn heel. I felt really bad for that kid, during that moment. There's somebody said something earlier this week that was really interesting, but the truth to me. And they had said, like, there was a part when you see Cody come out, and he's get the whoa, and he's walking out, and Cena's just staring at him. And it's like, that was the passing of the torch of, like, super babyface. Like, Cena was that super babyface that could just do anything. And Cody's starting to become that guy. And it's like, hey, man, this is the face torch. This is yours now. and you have to beat nasty Cena in order to make that happen. Cool. I'm also game with that. I just hope that I need a different twister. I can't have him out there in these red colors. Everything else about Raw was great. The only thing I didn't like, I still don't like how they're treating Io. And I feel like there's parts of me that still feels like she's forced into this match. Obviously, she's a champion, so she needs to be there. But they didn't. Everybody, I wanted Rhea and Bianca just by themselves. But I'm cool with this now. But the disrespect, they can't keep disrespecting her like this. She's gonna win that match. She's gonna win that match. And like you said, I don't know how you just come out there and say, I'm gonna sign the contract now. I've seen it a couple times in history, but you just go, I'm gonna sign the contract and I'm in this match. And what is stupid old and I love him,
Pierce,
but
like,
stupid old Adam Pearce sitting there talking about what are you doing? What do you think she's doing, man? She's signing the contract. You're gonna sit there and tell me what is she doing?
Come on.
Adam, look.
How many of these have you been to?
My man has no control over the roster. Every week he's running out there, 4 alarm fire, just running. Aldis, on the other hand, has been pretty solid. Now, these last couple of weeks, he's been having to deal with some outrageous stuff, but still, like, come on, Adam. Come on, man. Get it together. But, yeah, overall, great Raw. I think Penta and Braun's going to be really good. Can we just get rid of the LWO? Why are they there? They're just there. So, other than that, everything else was great. I loved it. Can't wait to see what happens along with Cena and can't wait to see what more happens with Cena and Cody. But I need Cena to turn, like, truly. I need it all, man. Come out there in black suits. I don't know. Something. Give me something, brother. Please. Please.
Heartbreak Prince, man. What you think, man? What's your thoughts?
I got a few gripes this week with Raw. I actually almost in each segment there was something, and there's a little head scratcher for me, especially since Raw has kind of been hitting on all cylinders. But I'll start with the first crime that I think took place, and that was the Cena and Cody Rhodes thing. Like, everything was going perfect. Everything was amazing. Cena comes out. He's doing exactly what Cena does, showing you why he's one of the best of all times. On the mic, in the ring, all that kind of stuff. But specifically on the mic in this situation, where he's cutting a heel promo, he's telling you why he's turned heel, and it makes sense. You can't really refute it, right? It's like, yeah, I can see why that would drive a person to be this way. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, we have kind of been using and abusing him for many years. So perfect. Because I really wanted to see how John Cena was going to spin his heel turn and wonder if he was going to be able to do it and get the point across to the fans and to people watching. And I thought he did phenomenal. He sold it. Crime comes in to me when Cody enters the picture. And what I did not like about this situation specifically is the fact that after what happened to Cody at Elimination Chamber, it should have been on site. That's what bothered me the most, was you just got destroyed at Elimination Chamber by embarrassed by Cena and then beat across the back by the final boss. I mean,
and then you get smacked by Travis Scott.
I'm about to say, then you got your head smacked in by Travis Scott, and you come out here and you climbing on the turnbuckle, holding up the title, allowing the fans to cheer you on. We already know your face. We already know this, man. So it's like you should have been running to that ring, and it should have been on site with Cena. Then you stand there and you cut a whole promo with him, and the head scratching part about that was you say at the end, I don't want to fight this John Cena. I want to fight the John Cena. He's gone. Like,
he's gone.
1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 here. What is happening? Am I crazy? I mean, I'm missing something here. I'm like, okay, so you come out here, you smiling, the crowd's going wild, you taking it in. This man that then caved your skull in just a few weeks back is standing in the middle of the ring, just looking at you. He's just looking at you. And then you cut a promo and say, well, I want the OU back. Where am I going wrong here? What am I missing? And so then, you do a mic drop and you leave. I don't understand, because you came out for the last few weeks cutting promos about John Cena. I want to answer now. John Cena, get out here. I'm mad.
No, for real.
When you finally get to pay the piper, you standing directly in front of him, you do nothing. So that bothered me a lot. Like I wish they would have just kept that situation, just John Cena coming out, cutting his promo. Maybe if you're going to interject Cody comes out, he tries to get to John Cena. We understand the frustration and anger he would have and why he would want to get to John Cena. And the fans are already accepting Cody as their face, as their babyface wrestling champion, whatever. So you have something like you saw like the other week with Tiffany Time and Charlotte. Let them go. Or when you have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk, you let them go. But that's my soapbox, because I could be on that,
Punk.
for a minute, because of the fact that I just thought that was the dumbest thing, that they could have done to me personally. That's how I feel about it, because I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It's not jiving with the story that Cody's been coming out here saying for the last few weeks, and we saw what happened to him, so it should be on site. But that's neither here nor there. We go over to the next thing that's bothering me. So I want to jump to what I'm saying, and listen, I'm in my feels today, y'all. So y'all gotta bear with me.
Get it out, brother. Get it out. Get it out.
Because I'm seeing people jump the line, and I keep seeing people jump the line to me. And I know if I'm seeing this gotta be bothering the people in the back that have been putting on 5-star matches for months and has not received the accolades and title shots that they should have. Don't get me wrong. I love Penta. I love the energy. I love the whole performance aspect. I like the presentation that they put on for Penta when he comes in there. It's a feel to it. Like it's the Penta time when he's coming out. Love it. But then I'm looking at Ludwig Kaiser here. Perfect for it. Perfect person to me to be an Intercontinental Champion.
Perfect.
I think he would be phenomenal as an He would be the type of person that will give the belt prestige as a heel, in the sense that he's that person you already despise, and then he's got a face you want to punch, and and it's his, like, I look at his arrogance, his demeanor, his character. I was looking at the way my man came out the other day. He had got his body all in form, and his head turns to the music, just like he was on point. And just that backwards walk thing that he does, like everything about him says, this dude is somebody you would want to beat up or try to beat up every day if you could. And especially if he had the belt and you got people going after him. But this man has been relegated to pretty much laying on his back week in and week out and taking L's every single week. Pause. I understand. But week in and week out, and Penta is just skyrocketing up here. He just got here. You just got here, as Denzel would say. So it's killing me, because I'm looking at that. I'm looking at Chad Gable, who I've been really ready, willing, and Gable for years.
Come on now.
This man should have had a belt by now. The matches, the type of wrestler, the performances he put on, it is unmatched. The story's unmatched. And this dude is being passed over already by Penta. Now, I know they got this whole, he's trying to do the luchador thing. Get LWO out of here.
Get him out!
I need Gable, Ludwig Kaiser, and Braun Breaker going at it for the belt. And I need a champion between those two, a new champion between Ludwig Kaiser and Gable. I'd rather see them carry the belt. They've been putting in work for years, and now somebody else is just cutting the line, like we had with what's her name? Our girl that became the first ever Intercontinental. Lyra Valkyria. Thank you. My name was Lyra Valkyria. Just waltz right in here and just automatically champion. So that's another thing that was bothering me, because I was watching that match and I said, man, Ludwig is so good, and he's not going to get the credit, I guess the reward for his work. And Gable, Lord knows, we want to, at the end, we need to talk about, and I know you had one for this week, so we can do yours if you want to, D-Lo, but missed opportunities. I know we keep talking about that, and I'm going to keep saying Chad Gable is a missed opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Big one.
I mean,
Big
you
one.
almost
One of the
have a
biggest.
whole nother Kurt Angle, and I'm going to speed this up because I don't want to hog all the airtime.
No, take your
But
time.
you almost have a
Take
whole
your
nother,
time.
no, because this week right here, it was
I'm
some
enjoying
stuff
it.
in the water.
Oh,
and I'm
we
just
on
like, hey,
roll, so we good.
yeah, I'm not drinking this Kool-Aid right here. I don't care for what I saw this week. But you got Chad Gable here, and the crowd, the way they react to him, he's got this Kurt Angle-esque like feel to him. Like, he could be one of these people that can go either way. He could be your heel, he could be your face. But the crowd, the you suck, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But he is so good. This dude is so good in the ring and in his stories and everything. But again, we're gonna skip him. We're gonna pass over him. Penta's gonna hop to the front of the line. I understand. I'm not trying to take anything from Penta. Penta is a good wrestler. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He's that dude in the ring, but he just got it. And then lastly, we're gonna hop to Finn because that's another sore spot.
yeah.
Now,
Oh, man.
as I said, this week it's like Raw, WWE like just punched all the wrong buttons for me this week. and with Finn, we've been talking for years about how I feel about Finn. Get him out of Judgment Day. At this point, his time at Judgment Day has run its course. It's gone. It's stale. I need Finn to get back in his pleather jacket, coming out here, smacking his thighs, putting the fingers up to the crowd, lights blinking and flickering. I need Finn to go back into the Finn of old because this is the only way he's going to get to where he needs to get to right now. And so I think we're kind of seeing the seeds of that starting to be planted, and we're gonna wait and see what happens. But Finn, I'm kind of sick of this. I'm sick of this Judgment Day stuff. I'm sick of this just irrelevancy that he has as the type and caliber of wrestler that he is, especially when you seeing people like Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and the rest of them going on to great things. Finn Balor should be in that mix, but of course he's dealing with. I mean, Damian Priest has kind of left him, and it just I don't know. I feel like we need to go ahead and get moving, get Finn out of there. And I think this week they talked about bringing Penta into the Judgment Day. That might be interesting. I don't know.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, but Finn after this week, him and Dirty Dom need to have a match. Finn needs to beat Dirty Dom down and leave the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
and that's that for me.
Yeah, look, there's a lot to unpack in what you just said because there's so many, it's so many key points. One, I'm gonna say I agree with you 1,000,000% on Kaiser. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. He has everything. I mean, when you see my man, like you said, the most punchable face you got. He's got it all. He's good. He's a guy that can hold the Intercontinental title for a year and a half to two. Just like my man Gunther did, and you can be like, all right, I'm cool with it. Because he's gonna bring prestige to that title. He's gonna be an old school heel. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, absolutely perfect. There's
gonna be some cheating in there from the win, everything.
And they've been kind of plotting, with Finn, with the Finn situation, they've been kind of plotting that for a minute. Where they, Dom every week brings up, we need a new member. We need a new member. He's been talking about it for at least 2 months, if not maybe 3.
And then it's going around recruiting people because you'll see it in the background. Yeah, he's talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's going to happen, and it's just a matter of time. Look, they are sick of Finn's mess in the Judgment Day. They are over Finn Balor. And you're like, look, we're done, we're done, buddy. You're out of here. That's something that's got to happen. Poor Carlito might get the heave ho with it too. But when they do make the new and improved Judgment Day, thank God Finn will be out of it because I agree with you 100%, man. This man does not deserve this. He's getting the Kane treatment. And what I mean by that is Kane won the title back 98, 97, won the World Heavyweight Championship one night. The man had the title. And after that, he never really sniffed the big boy titles ever really again. I mean, he did win it, but it was so past the time frame. What was that? It was 2017. When he won the 17, 18, when he won the Universal.
No, I think it was like 20. I think it was like 2011 or something. Because it was like sometimes I think it was like the Money in the Bank when he did that Money in the Bank cash in.
Well, I'm talking about Finn. Like when was Finn?
Finn?
Yeah, it was like 17, 18.
Yeah,
right?
Finn was like 17. I think it was 26, 17, 16, 17.
16,
yeah,
16. SummerSlam is 16.
16, 17. It's been 8 years. This man has not truly sniffed a world heavyweight championship run since then. And it's crazy work because we know how talented he was and we know how over he was with the crowd leading into that point.
Yeah.
And guess what? If they switched him back tomorrow, he would be right again, right over. There's some other people like Shinsuke. Shinsuke is the same way. If they win Shinsuke and say, hey, Shinsuke, we give you everything you had from 2017-18, it would change back immediately. Those people wanted to cheer him so loud overseas, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much potential there. Man, you hit some hammers on that one, HP Prince. I'm telling you, there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
I mean, honestly, even thinking about what the Judgment Day, man, I think Dirty Dom's about to be the leader of that group. It's looking like, just like y'all said, Finn's about to go. I think Dirty Dom, because honestly, even when you got Liv Morgan, and I mean, I really want to talk about Liv real quick. I'm getting kind of tired of people saying, Liv is mid, this, that, and the third. Liv Morgan has been going insane, and honestly, I love this woman's work and everything she's doing. I know what I've said before in the past. I've said my truth. I said what I said. Okay, but I know Liv. It's honestly just the work she's doing. And honestly, every time when it's her and Finn talking, I'm like, man, y'all are so fake.
They look like they're ready to fight.
Good. Yeah.
they talk like they're about to fight.
It's like, what are they called? God, like they just so passive aggressively, like just talking. They talk like, oh yeah, like it's like it's almost like it feels so sarcastic.
Yeah.
When they're talking like, yeah, I hope you win. Even like back then, it's like
they hate each other.
I hope you lose.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
they absolutely hate each other.
That's what they want to say. Yeah.
But
so I love it though.
But you were right with Morgan. Like Morgan has done masterful work. I mean, and I know we'll talk about it a little bit later, but the match she was having with Jade looked good in that match. I know we'll talk about that later, but Jade looked good in that match. And that was what I wanted to see from that. And just everything she does, like the laugh that she does.
Bruh, come on.
I don't know why lately I'm just like, yo, she is so she's so mean, but it's so good at the same time. So yeah, most definitely shout out to Liv Morgan. She's been killing it, man. Like
she has, man.
She's been killing it.
She has. She's really been killing it, man. But we talked about those 3 out of the 5. So now we got to talk about the man that we need to give a promotion to, the man that's constantly cooking up, Shawn Michaels with NXT, baby. It's the same thing I'm going to say every week because the man deserves it. Give this man, Shawn, the chef's hat because he's constantly cooking up. And I can't lie. When it comes to everything that this man, Shawn Michaels, is doing, I'm loving it. And I ain't talking McDonald's. Now, there's a couple of things that I didn't care for. There's a couple of things I'm like, But for the most part, I'm loving it. So let's go ahead and start it off because we kicked it off with Chelsea Green and Sol Ruger having a phenomenal match. Honestly, insane. Chelsea Green getting the W on Sol Ruger. We flash forward to Stephanie Valkyrie. Honestly, again, when we see Stephanie, we see aura. When people seen Stephanie at MSG, they said they seen aura. And I see it. She's got it. And honestly, she's out there. She says anybody that's ready to step up for the title, come on. Now, at this point, Jordan Grace steps out. Says, well, I beat Roxanne Perez. But guess what? That means absolutely nothing because there's only one person that's going to come and take that spot, and that's Miss Parker because she came out. Hit her with a hip knock. Okay? Tell Stephanie Valkyrie, look, I'm looking you dead in your eyes, 10 toes down, and I want the NXT Women's Champion. Honestly, this might be a possibility and a big possibility. And to see Jada Parker get this will be her second title shot for this NXT Women's Championship. So this could be a possibility. Then we flash forward to Hank and Tank. Honestly, Hank and Tank, man, I actually like Hank and Tank. Don't get me wrong, but they took another L to Josh Briggs, and I'm just I'm just wondering what we're gonna do with Hank and Tank.
Bootleg heavy machinery.
That's it. That's it. That's really what it is. Then we flash forward to Tony D'Angelo. I heard getting, jumped by what are these guys called? I don't know. Was it the dark what do they call
Dark
themselves?
State. Dark State.
Dark State. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out. To be honest, now, if anybody's been watching Legend
Play
of
off the
Future
deep
Greats, there are two members that are on this faction that are actually on the show. So, I mean, it looks good. Everybody so far looks decent in terms of movement. One of my favorite guys I think that I like so far, I don't even know his name, but my man, I seen him with the do-rag and the dreads. He was nice. I like his promo. Then we flash forward to the family taking an L to the Culling, which is, Sean Spears' group. And honestly, that only happened because they seen Tony D'Angelo getting demolished by Dark State. So we'll see how that goes with that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really liking how I do my man Tony D. Then we got JC Jane beating, Carmen Petrovich. Honestly, now here's the whole thing with this. Now, they brought this back with Carmen Petrovich and my man Ashante the Adonis. And the whole thing with this is that, they have hit Ashante with a steel chair. He tells Carmen, hey, do that and get my friend, do that for me. Hit them for me. She says, no, I'm not doing that, this, that, and the third. Whatever, who cares? JC Jane, honestly, I'm going to tell you this, Sean. This is my only gripe. Stop putting JC Jane on the sidelines. Stop putting this girl as second fiddle. Make this girl the leader. And I'm not gonna lie, I was okay with Fallon Henley, being that leader. But look, this is the second group this girl, JC Jane, has been in with the same damn name, damn near. Okay, make this girl the leader. It works. It fits. We flash forward to my man Ricky Saints beating Ridge Holland. Honestly, after this, he cut a tremendous promo in the back. Okay. Against the Culling, and honestly, that pop he got and that reaction he got for that promo, oh yeah, it's gonna be a great future for my man Ricky Saint. Yeah, and that's all right. I said it's Saint because we ain't going with Saints. Then we flash forward. It's too many. We flash forward to Trick whooping Eddie Thorpe. Now, thank God this whole thing is over. This is completely the end of this rivalry. It is done. But then after the match, Trick Willie Wonka gonna sit there and call out Oba Femi. Tells him to come on out.
Ooh.
Oba comes out. Ooh, the ruler. Ooh, and he's ready. And who comes out again? Dark State. My God. Now, at this point, Dark State comes around, and Javon, the young OG, getting bouncy, coming around, and he's telling these guys, look, y'all need to stop. Look, this is the real problem. I don't know why my man Javon Evans out here trying to be peacemaker, trying to create his own team to stop this Dark State. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I don't feel like Dark State's really that big of an issue. Maybe give it a few more weeks. We'll see what happens. And then honestly, no, nobody wants to listen to Javon. That's what happened. They toss Javon over. Then all of a sudden now he's getting bounced. Exactly. Now he's out here. Now Oba and Trick is out here. Now they're throwing hands. And then all of a sudden now Javon comes back. Now he's throwing hands. And what happens now? He hits Oba with the cutter. And honestly, it was looking good. And then the young OG's looking at Trick Willie Wonka. And this is the finish. Right here. Now, to be honest, you want to ask me something that was crazy. I think seeing my man Javon Evans somehow, some way, now is getting put into a situation to where it might be looking like another triple threat match. Now, it's going to be three brothers in dreads throwing hands and going crazy with their athleticism. And as Booker would say, no bread, no water, just meat. And I'm all for it, man. Honestly, three of my favorites. This is going to be good. And I'm going to tell you this is going to be record-breaking because if they're going to do something like this for Stand and Deliver, not only would it be another year where we would see two black male wrestlers main eventing Stand and Deliver, we will see it another time for a second year in a row. Not only two, but three triple threating for the NXT title. And that'll be a big deal, man. That'll be good. So overall, I loved what NXT did. One of my favorite things I'd like to see, honestly, of course, Miss Parker. Honestly, what I love to see was to see how she even cut a tremendous promo when she came out of Ava's office. and said, look, she's not playing. She's ready to go ahead, clock it. Honestly, she had me hyped. I had goosebumps, and I ain't gonna lie. And Jada Parker gets the NXT title, I'm all for it. Because no offense to my girl Stephanie Valkyrie, because she still got aura. But to see Jada Parker, someone that's naturally got that mic skills, and honestly, someone that we see constantly elevating and improving in that ring, looking like she's a pro constantly, I'm loving it. But what would that look like? Because then maybe who would I love to see try to even come to maybe interfere with Jada Parker? Oh, you already know. My girl Lonnie. If Lonnie comes around and does something to interfere with Jada Parker, because Lonnie was actually nowhere to be found this week. So I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen with that. But that being said, I'm gonna let y'all talk y'all piece. Heartbreak Prince, I know this is one of your favorite shows to talk about, just like me. So I got to get your opinion first. What are your thoughts, man, and what you think?
I think with Jada Parker and Stephanie Valkyrie, them having a match. I don't know exactly where to go with it right now because I'm like, all right, well, Stephanie just got the NXT championship. She also, was the North American champion, and so I'm feeling like it might be too early for Jada. So I feel like in this first match, I can't see them having Stephanie take an L and lose one of the titles so soon after she just got it. Specifically the NXT title, because if that was the case, then you should have had a match between Jada Parker and Julia. But that's me always trying to make sense of this stuff in my head. But I feel like in this first match, there's just no way you can have Stephanie, take the pin, lose a title this early on. So it's going to have to be some type of interference somewhere, some way to in this at least first match so that she can carry the belt for at least another few weeks or so. But I'm okay with the challenge by Jada Parker. Again, they don't seem to be going anywhere with my girl Sol Ruka. She's on her back, taking another 1, 2, 3, another week. So I don't think she's been on a losing streak for like the last year and a half now. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But with Jada Parker, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with what they got going on there. So yes, I'm excited for the opportunity to have the promo she's cut. Jada Parker has really grown, especially over the last year when it comes to in-ring, on the mic, and really just getting her character out there with the fans. So, it'll be a great match. I'm interested just to see how they kind of go with what kind of finish they go with on this specific match here. When it comes to, the ruler, Femi, and Trick, and then Javon Evans, this is another one. Yeah. My man, that's my man right there. Oba is that dude. But, when it comes to them specifically, I kind of want this to be just a Trick Oba thing. I don't mind Javon Evans, but at this first match, I would like that to have, Trick and Oba have their one-on-one to kind of find out who it is that needs to be the face of NXT going forward. Who is the true ruler of NXT? I feel like with Trick, they keep putting him in all of these triple threat type matches for the belt. Let him have his one-on-one and be done. This is gonna be like his second or third triple threat match.
Well, because remember he lost the title that time at Heat Wave
in a triple threat. That was a fatal four-way. Yeah. And so I don't know. But as far as the match with him and what's his name? What's the guy?
Torpedo.
Yeah, Thorpe. Yeah, that I'm glad to see that. That's done. So we can kind of get on to what we're doing because it was a strap match. He just got beat with a belt. Then they come back and have this. Like, I don't understand what we're doing. Yeah, but I'm good to see I'm good with him and Oba getting ready to have their match, and then we need to do this. Let Oba show why he's the ruler. Sorry, Trick, but you messing with the ruler. And so, the ruler go ahead and do this thing, and they're going to send Trick on up. And so him and Carmelo Hayes can go ahead and team up and start going after the tag.
That's right.
That needs to happen. That definitely needs to happen.
Yeah, send him on up with Carmelo.
Yeah. So NXT once again delivers, they stand and deliver, whatever. Pun, bye-bye. But once again, I mean, Shawn Michaels is doing what Shawn Michaels do. And I want to give a shout out to Tiana Lillian Marie Caffey, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Jada Parker. Miss Jada Parker herself. That's right. That's the government name. So
Tati. That makes so much sense. She looks like a Tati.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I didn't know that she's cousins with former Chicago Bull Jason Caffey. So that's crazy work. But Miss Kathy, I'm taking the Parker out for a minute. You have done an amazing job in your short life so far. You've built yourself up to be this mega star, and then on top of that, former LSU soccer star, former under 17 USA team. The girl is talented in everything she's ever done. When she does get the title, it's going to be pure magic, whatever title she does get. I just want to thank you, Shawn Michaels, for these two amazing women. Now, I did find out recently that Stephanie Valkyrie actually had the option to go to the main roster. They asked her, they said, hey, you want to go to the main roster or you want to come to NXT? And at first, she was going to go to the main roster. After some careful consideration, she decided, no, I want to go to NXT and I want to develop. Best move she could have made, because I think that she would have got done wrong if she had made that that main roster jump right off the bat.
Move, yeah.
You did the right thing right off the bat. But no, this new triangle of things they have going on, the triple threats. We might as well just call it triple mania instead of triple threat. Triple threat mania.
Yeah.
But because, like you said, this is all we're seeing. Those two ladies are going to put on a good show. Now you throw Jordan Grace in the mix. I don't know how a title gets taken away, but it's got to happen here at some point. I love Stephanie. She don't need both titles. And
then again, I don't mean to cut you off, but then again, she does face Fallon Haley as well next week for the North American title. So that's a possibility she could lose that as well.
Yeah,
she's had that North American title for a while, and I don't want to see her get that North American title back.
So and she's like, I ain't trying to be mean.
Definitely not to Fallon Haley now.
Kalani shouldn't have never lost the belt in the first place. No. They needed her to have that belt a little bit longer. I still don't understand what the thought process was there. Maybe to turn her heel and then have her lose after turning heel, which I know, no, fix that. But yes, I'm the ladies' situation is really tense in NXT. But we've talked about this before, and I think it's just time to go ahead and give the women their own show. Because there's so many talented women on all the brands. And if you give them their own show, I think they'll be just fine. You can still have them pop in and, do stuff on Raw and do stuff on SmackDown like you do on anything else. But there should be just one show dedicated to the women of the WWE, and then have their pay-per-views every couple of months. There's too much talent to have, they have so much talent now, they don't know what to do with at times. It wasn't as bad as it was like 5 or 10 years ago when they had so much talent and they just were like, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Now they just have so much talent and they're able to use it, but you got to go ahead and get that show in there because there's just too much greatness going on with the women. On the men front, Oba's just Oba. I mean, that guy's special. I mean, you got to be happy. You got to be happy with what you're seeing from him. And when he does hit the main roster, man, like I think his as you said earlier, the aura is going to be absolutely insane. And I don't think, since it's one of Triple H's, I won't say babies, but one of his, nestlings or whatever you want to call it, he's going to have a really good run on the main roster, like kind of like what Braun Breaker has to an extent. I think he'll have that type of run initially and then kind of go from there. Trick is time. You got it. Look, your time in NXT has run its course, and it's okay. Yeah. It's time to hear a WWE crowd crank up when you hear "whoop that trick." Now you got to somehow you got to take Booker T with you or get him in the ad libs for the song. But we'll figure that out when the time comes. But once again,
hey, low key, the day I see Booker T on commentary on either SmackDown or Raw is when I'm gonna know Trick Willie is making an appearance.
That's right. Trick Willie, welcome.
That's gonna be the hand that gives it away right there.
They're gonna don't y'all have Wade Barrett do it because he can't do it.
No, he's tried.
Don't have him do it. Please.
It's gonna be funny how it happened. It's gonna be like, oh look, and then all of a sudden you're like, dun dun dun. It's like, oh yeah, like that. And,
Oh
you know,
yeah, man.
oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
man.
man.
That's that
That's
Chula
great.
Green
That's
right
true.
there. That's that Chula Green right there. Let me tell you something. Oh man, look, Booker T.
That man, legend,
So
legend,
proud
Hall
of
of Famer.
So
That
proud of him.
man, you gotta
Booker
love
is
it.
that dude.
He is, man. I'm telling you, y'all gotta watch the Legend of Future Greats. If y'all haven't been watching it, man,
Yeah.
he is keen to. I just listen to what he's saying, man. He's just so many key nuggets, man. He'll tell you.
What's and I know. Look, the best thing about Booker T for me is just like what he's been able to do in his career. A lot of people, kind of, push it to the side a little bit. 6-time champion, technically, such a great career. And I think like a couple of weeks ago, the BET named him the #1 black wrestler of all time. Like in their poll, they gave him the #1 spot over The Rock. And there was a part of me that wanted to get upset, but the more and more I think about it, who has shown more black charisma than Booker T? Even when he was King Booker. He was King Booker. Who showed more charisma than Booker T? Yeah. Booker T has been an absolute gem, and he has become the Jerry the King Lawler of NXT.
Yes.
It's a different form. It's the same style, but it's just a different form.
It's better. And it's better.
It's so much.
And then of course we gotta talk about how much he just contributes into the business. Like how many people he's brought in, how many stars he has brought and created and helped come up. Roxanne Perez, the Usos, we've talked about this. Booker T is that guy where I say, yeah, he definitely is #1, I think, all time.
The list was very interesting. I know there's a couple people they missed out on, but you know how lists go. But him being #1, I was like, I can truly deal with it. You know, I mean, he's done so much, man. Like he's so many classic. Who would have ever thought that the Hulk Hogan "I'm Going to Get You" would become so next level? But that's all Hulk Hogan's fault. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan dropping the N-bomb, I don't think it gets to where it is now. But now because people hate Hogan, and then that's how people feel about him. It's like, all right, it's perfect. And now he come to the ring and you get the chant, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. I'm telling you, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It brings the biggest smile to my face. I just love Booker T. I used to use his promos on when I was playing wrestling and back in maybe 06, 07 wrestling. I always had
Smackdown versus Raw, baby.
Always, Smackdown versus Raw, 06 and 07. I use Booker T's entrance for everything, and for my creative player. So yeah, Book, you the man. If you see this or not, you the man. I just want you to know.
Man. Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man.
That's Trey.
That's Trey Willie.
That's Trey Willie.
Boy, I love Booker T, man.
Got to, man. I be telling people, bro. Like people, I be like telling people, like, man, that man's got everything. Told like whether it's knowledge, what he can bring, how much he shows, like just what he contributes. Bro, come on, you can't be mad about everything this man gives and pours into this business, man. Gotta respect that man, Booker. But we talked about NXT. Shawn Michaels cooking up, of course, with Trick Willy Wonka. Miss Parker, we talked about some of the greats with them. Now it's time to talk about some of our favorite parts of the end of part of the week with the 3 Hours of Fire Smackdown, baby. Come on, let's get it. And, SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown was just 3 hours of heat, 3 hours of fire, 3 hours of nonstop storytelling that just kept getting better. And man, I loved it. I was so happy. I had a smile on my face, but come on, let's kick it off. Because we kicked it off and started it with Randy coming out, talking about Kevin Owens, talking about what he's becoming, what's coming back. What that him being attacked by Kevin Owens did to him now that he's hearing those voices that he's hearing in his head, and they talking to him, they're counseling him, and now they understand, and he's ready to take KO out, and he's saying to KO, he's ready to go ahead, pump that head. KO comes out, tells KO, come on, why don't we be a tag team together? You and me, let's do this again. Randy said, man, you're going to take that off and shove it. You and me, Mania, let's get it. And then we flash forward to Jimmy, Damian Priest beating Shinsuke and Drew McIntyre. And honestly, good match overall. Of course, what I loved the most was Drew McIntyre on the mic, just playing, just giving us just the fire promos. But of course, after the match, what happens? Drew McIntyre comes and just beats the hell out of Damian Priest. And again, Damian Priest looking just like almost like a dead man. I mean, this is kind of like he does look. It's a little
long. That.
He looked like he pooped himself. Like, look at it.
It does. It does.
You good, David?
It looks bad. It looks bad. Then we flash forward. I mean, to a verbal and just a verbal. I mean, mauling. I mean, if you want to talk about the promo that these women cut, I mean, we want to talk about the one woman that just overshadowed, overseen, surpassed this whole segment, Charlotte Flair. I mean, honestly, this was not good for Tiffy Tom. I'm not going to lie, man. Charlotte just, I mean, being a super heel, showing, and some people say, oh, this is what Charlotte
did. Let
me tell you something. Charlotte killed Tiffy Tom. Charlotte cooked her. This was a complete cook. I mean, and for Tiffy, I felt like for Tiffy Tom, I don't think they gave her the right lines to say. I don't think they gave her enough right things to say. Because obviously, Charlotte just kept saying, like, what I'm doing for you, I'm shining my light on somebody that's an undeserved woman that doesn't need it. People they're gonna either woo or they're gonna boo. I mean, she was really killing Tiffy Time. This was kind of alarming, and this doesn't look good for Tiffany's track. Because honestly, we look at it like, yeah, we could talk about Charlotte maybe losing all that in the third, but when we talk about this verbal attack here, ain't looking good. We need some improvement for this. And then we flash forward to Solo interfering in the match with the man with the magic boot. Okay, and that pissed him off because he came out backstage, started throwing stuff, getting crazy. Told Solo, next time, better watch and remember whose match you interfering with. I'm telling you right now, Jacob Fatu about to go crazy. Now, the only thing is, what I noticed about this, he kept that energy with Solo. He didn't say nothing to Tama. Tama, in my opinion, Tama is safe either way because he got that yay. But when it comes to Solo, it's about to be a Solo Dolo moment for this man right here. Okay, then we flash forward to LA Knight. LA Knight helping Braun Strowman because, obviously he's getting attacked by the Bloodline. And now we're looking at LA Knight and Braun Strowman next week, the United States title. And honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I already know the man with the magic boots definitely going to be interfering in this match because I know for a fact, and I told somebody this the other day, Jacob Fatu is definitely going to be up next to get that U.S. title. Honestly, I love seeing LA Knight with this title. Don't get me wrong. That's the man that we want to love to see with a championship. But when it comes to the Samoan werewolf, when it comes to the big blood, when it comes to the man with the magic boot, I got to see this man with a title very soon. And speaking of great people with titles, we flash forward to the Prophets. That's right. Throwing up those titles just in celebration. The crowd giving them that love. The crowd giving them that appreciation, telling them how much they deserve it. You can feel that energy. You can feel the aura when it comes from Montez and from my man Dogs. And honestly, it looked good. And, then comes out Garza. The Legado del Fantasma. They come out and it's like Garza, they come out and they face the Street Profits, and honestly, they look so strong in this match. And there was actually a spot that I loved where actually La Garza has Tez up, and they flip him from the top rope, and this man lands on his feet, looks at both of these men in their eyes, and when you want to talk about aura, you want to talk about storyline, you want to talk about how good is that man getting? Oh, yeah, it's happening for Tez. And then, obviously, then we flash forward to Jade and Liv. And we was talking about this earlier. How good Liv was making Jade look, and Jade was looking very improved herself. And who comes out? Naomi. Naomi comes out and does a complete mauling, on Jade. And this looks so good. And honestly, I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. And I need to just see, I need to see a little bit more from a verbal attack from both of them, because at the end of this, when Naomi coming out, Liv's getting the dub. So I wonder what's going to be next for both of them. Then we flash forward to the best part, the favorite part, the only part that should really matter, because the only one, the tribal chief, now appears, comes out. And he said he's ready, and he's going to be out here for the next 15, 20 minutes, because that's what the tribal chief always does. When he comes around for Smackdown, oh, it's guaranteed we're going to see him in the last 15, 20 minutes, and he's going to give us nothing but cinema. So he comes out, and he's waiting. He's out there waiting with the wise man. Who comes out? The architect, the revolutionary, the man that is the Monday Night Messiah himself. Seth Rollins comes out. And he tells Roman, there's no you without me. There's no me without you. Us together are intertwined in history. How about we just start another chapter in our storybook, and let's keep this thing going. And who comes out after that? Oh, yeah. You already know who comes out. The man that has no care in the world. The man that is the greatest, that he says he's the best in the world. CM Punk comes out, tells Roman, tells Seth, look, I'm done with this whole thing. By the way, FYI, Royal Rumble's every man for himself, so I didn't screw you. I just eliminated you. Best thing is, he even tells me I even saved your family when I helped you in War Games. And he even says to the wise man, thanks again for the favor, and I appreciate you bringing the tribal chief on a silver platter to me. And then what happens? CM Punk comes, attacks Roman Reigns. And then after that, Seth looks at both of them. Now Seth intervenes. And at this point, now it starts getting crazy. Because now it starts getting out of hand. Because at this point, now everybody's just going crazy. At this point, the way I see it, it looked like just a couple of uncles just fighting at the barbecue. Because at this point, all these people sitting there just trying to pull three men off, and this chaos just got even more chaotic. Now at this point, see even more things going on. Now, Roman's out here hitting everybody in the face with the stare. Bang, boom, bow, bow, bang, boom, bam. The type of stuff you wouldn't understand, okay? And I'm not talking Kendrick. Look, let me tell you something. Now, at this point, now, everybody wants to declare and wants to sit there and point at every single side. CM Punk points and says, it's the best in the world. Seth goes and points and says, I'm the best in the world. We're going to do it. And then well, it's better than the tribal chief himself to say that it's going to be me at WrestleMania. And this is the finish right here, man. I'm telling you right now, it's crazy. It's crazy. Honestly. Oh, yeah.
Bam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I said, oh, Kendrick joined the show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on now.
Come on, it's going crazy. Now, to be honest, we want to talk about one great thing that I love to see. And, man, I loved to see the OTC, man, finishing off the show, looking strong. And honestly, it's one of those things, when this man comes down, I legitimately get goosebumps. And I've never had that for Roman Reigns. We said this 10 years ago. But now, at this time, at this point in time, this man gives goosebumps. It's one of those things to where we talk about aura, we talk about storyline, we talk about how good is this getting. And it's getting great. Honestly, again, it is triple threat season, not WrestleMania season at this point. I'm loving it. And I ain't talking McDonald's. Look, when I see these things go on with SmackDown, when I'm seeing what's going on with Jade, with Naomi, that whole situation, honestly, it's to the point they don't even care. They don't give a damn about what's going on with Bianca. Oh, no, it's just Jade and Naomi's time at this point to handle this situation. I haven't even seen anybody. Bianca don't even talk about it no more. She's so focused on Rhea and Io. Now, that whole thing's just, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not like it's done, but I guess everybody's focused on their own situation right now. We just got to talk about what everybody else has done. But what I'm loving the most, of course, the man with the magic boots. That man is just creating magic. That man is doing wonders. Because honestly, when I see this man go backstage, and I mean, this man's first of all, this man picked up a pallet and tossed it. Okay?
My back would have started.
It's crazy. This man's just taking some of pure anger and showing the emotion. And just, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving everything I'm seeing here. And honestly, kudos to you, Triple H. You are going insane with the writing. I'm loving what you're doing with this. Keep doing it. But to be honest, one thing I really want to talk about real quick. I'm very concerned on how Tiffy Tom is looking. Very concerning, very alarming. That promo that Charlotte cut was too good. That was too good. It brought almost a tear to my eyes are tearing right now. Right now as we speak, they're tearing because of how that promo was cut. I was hurt for Tiffy because I felt like there was no verbal way for Tiffy Tom to win this. And again, I'm tearing because it was hurtful. It hurt. I sat there and said to myself, "There's no way. Oh my God, it hurt. It hurt." I mean, I said to myself, "There's no way this woman is getting just killed like this. This woman is just getting killed." I mean, it was to the point where it's like I didn't care what Tiffy was saying because everything that Charlotte was saying, I was like, oh man,
help me.
Yeah,
it's a veteran, man. It was a veteran. It was a veteran. It was a veteran showing a rookie for the most part on how it was a master class.
Still tear.
Here's the thing for Tiffy time. I'm a little and your concern is probably duly noted. They probably saw this and said, "Oh boy, this is not good." She has to bounce back because let's say right now, if they're saying, "Okay, Tiffany's going over at WrestleMania," that promo may have given them doubts of putting her over at WrestleMania. That thing can change all the way up until that day. They can have it solid in them, but we've heard too many stories of people's. Undertaker, switched around that day. Undertaker was supposed to win, and they said, nope, Brock Lesnar's going to win. Like, it happens the day of, minutes before. So, Tiffy's got to come back strong because the way it looked, she's not going to be able to carry that title. You're going to have somebody who can carry that title and carry it well. She just came off of that strong, when they weren't talking so much and they were fighting, she just came off of a strong week after she flipped off for the thing and then she, hit Charlotte. All of that was a good vibe for her. This was bad, really bad.
Yeah.
So they've got to either she's got to fix it or they got to help her fix it. Because if not, to me, at this point, you almost have to give the belt to Charlotte. You got to have somebody strong with that title. And I like Tiffy time, but it's got to improve between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I agree. This is not a good showing for Tiffy time, and watching it, it was very obvious. I thought she finished the promo strong with the we no longer kneel to the queen. Everybody runs on Tiffy time, but that was like you could tell it was like more of a pre-planned line compared to like the back and forth they had going beforehand. And that back and forth, it was pretty bad because it was almost like Charlotte was allowed to go off script and be Charlotte and kind of say the things that she wanted to say, but Tiffany was trying to more so remember lines or things that she needed to say, that was probably written for her to get across in that promotion or whatever. I won't kill her for this as champions because we've seen this. Okay, we've seen this on a number of accounts, and one famously memorable one was John Cena and Roman Reigns. Ooh. And so we all know now we hold up the one. So sometimes these things can take time. People have to grow. Like this is a different elephant that's in this room with Tiffy here, and she's got to learn how she's going to eat this elephant, and it's going to be one piece at a time. So she's going to have her weeks where she looks good. She'll have her weeks where she looks bad. I don't worry about Tiffy time athletically going toe to toe with Charlotte. Okay, she can catch up on the mic skills with Charlotte because again, Charlotte is a consummate professional. She's been doing this for a while. She knows the ring inside and out. She knows the mic work inside and out. Tiffany she's that pup that's kind of learning to kind of sprout her own wings, kind of thing. So I'm not going to. Let's just say I'm not going to jump off the train or go overboard off this 1 week. I know it's bringing you to tears, but this is a learning opportunity is the way I'm going to look at it for Tiffany. And I hope the next time she's in this situation, she's better prepared and she can kind of go off, kind of off the top of her head with stuff more so than what we just saw this last week. So I'm going to give her a pass on this one. It was bad. We all saw it, but it wasn't suckering succotash. She didn't say that.
Well, nothing
on a live mic in front of millions and millions of WWE fans.
Crazy work.
It happens. It happens. And so we're going to see what happens, how she comes back from it. But what I want to get to, that's a little bit head scratching. No, before I even get to that, I want to point out that if Jade Cargill and Naomi is on site and they get they get to understand it. And then again, this is stuff that's still bothering me. I'm still hot about it.
You got to figure it out.
If it's on site with them, and I would say it's not what happened to Jade Cargill. I'm gonna say it's not on the level of what happened to Cody, only because we didn't see what happened to Jade Cargill. We saw her just laying on top of a car. We saw the brutal beatdown Cody took, but that's neither here nor there. But if it's on site with them, I don't understand why it wasn't on site with Cody. Here we go, and we go on to Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Great, phenomenal work here. Love it. I don't know how this triple threat match will be able to go in a few short weeks here at WrestleMania because of the fact I don't know who wants who more. Does Roman want more of CM Punk because of what he got going on, talking about being served on a silver platter? We're talking about we're talking about the OTC here and his wise man possibly betraying him. And then we got then we got the OTC and Seth Rollins. We know the history there. We know the pain that's there. And then you got the hate and vitriol between Seth Rollins and CM. Like, how are you going to contain that energy in a ring? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm excited for it because this is going to be chaos. This is going to be mayhem. And quite frankly, I'm 112 with it. And that is peaches and cream. So look at Deal. But anyhow, so I like what they're doing with that. I really do. And I like, again, like you said, the energy, the aura, and everything else. When Roman comes out, I'm really trying to take it in and appreciate it because I don't know how much longer we're going to get this because
enjoy it.
Yeah, because we know he has other things. But last but not least, the only thing that I will say this week that was a head scratcher, and again, it's still good. Either way, it's no big deal. I was just a little confused on what I was getting from the Profits, okay? Because they have been cutting these heelish, devilish, diabolical promos, thinking we were going to get this heel profit. But then when they came out this week, it was very baby faces, and I didn't know what to take. The crowd was in it, and everybody was loving it.
They went with this,
and the energy was up, and so the profits were up. So everything was just up, and so I just want to know, what are they? Are they heels? That we love, or are they baby faces that we love, or is it just a matter of the fact that that they are the Profits, and we just love them no matter what? So I'm that's the only thing I'm scratching my head on this week was I didn't know how to take. I'm like, I don't know. I thought they were heel, but they coming out as faces. But I love them either way, and I'm still happy to see that they're champions. So where does that leave us?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. The Profits. I was excited about what this heel run was going to be. And I know Kenny brought it up in our group chat. Shout out to Kenny Omega, the real Kenny Omega.
Yes,
the only Kenny Omega. It was crazy because I was looking forward to the heel, and I know last week is when I noticed after they won the belts, I'm like, they're not heels. They're not at least in this crowd, they're not heels. They have to do heelish things in order for it to really be.
Because every time they try to go heel, it never works.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It feels like it's
because the crowd loves them too much.
Exactly. So if you're going to do it, you got to find a way to do it, and it works if you're going to do it. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen that way. I think the only way the heel turn ever really works is if one of them turns on the other. And then at that point, then you kind of have to have no choice to do it. But hey, the Profits are champions. Good match. And I hate saying the name. What's the name of the team that they fought?
The Garza.
Garza and Umberto or whatever. Let me tell you something. Just like the LWO, it's time. Get them out of here. Get them on. Look, I don't know why they just say, hey, look, let's put all the Latino brothers together in a group on both shows. They got two Latino groups on both shows, and they do absolutely nothing.
Nothing with them. Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely nothing. There's too much talent amongst that group of individuals that for them to be that way. I saw a post this week. Somebody was like, is it time to make Umberto, a singles guy? Like, he's got a little swag. He can go at it. I don't know what they do at this point, but they got to figure something out with that. They're just there just to be there. It almost reminds me back in the 90s when they had, remember they had all those factions, and they had like Nation of Domination. Then they had Savio Vega had his group. It was Los Boricos and the Puerto Rican brothers. Like, all right, look, just if you're going to either go on the individual route or figure something out and give them some real purpose.
Nation of Domination was the only faction.
Yeah. The Nation. Yeah. Nation, baby. Let's go. For me, that was the one that I with that. Now, to go down this list, because there's a lot to unpack on SmackDown. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton is going to be a absolute monster of a match. It's going to be a monster of a match. That's going to be a great midnight 1 or 2. I mean, they could start the show with it. I kind of hope they don't, unless Randy got to leave early. So you got to do what you got to do then. But it's going to be a great mid part of one of the nights. And when Randy Orton goes and he punts Kevin Owens, it's going to be every child. Every person that grew up around that time when Randy Orton was kicking the snot out of people they're gonna shed a tear. They're gonna be absolutely. I can't believe this is happening. He kicked him, So that's gonna happen. So as much as, and we talked about it before, Kevin Owens the MVP. He's gonna go out here. He's gonna have a bang of a match, and he's the only person that can lose, and it's gonna be okay. Like, no one expects him to beat Randy. I know no one expects him to be. I don't expect him to be Randy. It would be cool. I do not see that happening. But it should be a great match. Damian and Drew, I almost don't care about it. Just going to be honest with you. I don't have no feelings on it. Don't care about it. It is what it is.
But now, I feel like, and to that point, real quick, D-Lo, I feel like somehow Drew fell out of the picture here because he should have been involved with the Roman. Yes, Seth and CM Punk thing. So
that should be a fatal 4-way, right? They all hate each other in some form or fashion. We know how much they hate
Drew
each other.
Being in there and be so good,
wouldn't it be? I mean, Drew doesn't like none of those suckers,
and he has an actual problem with every individually.
Every single person. Yeah. Now, unless there's some plot, because I know some people are saying that when The Rock does have his group, that Drew's going to be the guy that's in that group. Now, unless he comes in and ruins that match, then maybe at some point. But I don't know. Drew should be in that match. And I know they had to find a way to keep Damian, hot streak going. So you got to put him up against somebody who, is. I understand that part. I have no feelings towards this match. The U.S. title picture is getting interesting for the most part. I agree with you, Eric Knight. It has to be Fatu against LA Knight. Another person that can take his on somewhere, Braun Strowman. Get out of here, sir. Nobody cares about Braun. Braun Strowman hasn't been relevant in 8 years. Not since he wore the black Ram mask when he was with
2015.
Yeah, it's been a while. He has not been relevant. His title reigns have been trash. He's just there. He's this generation's Big Show.
Well, two things I want to hit on because Corey has been putting some stuff down in the chat, and he's talking. I think more so specifically about our comments earlier, at least my comments earlier about the heel or face when it comes to the Prophets, and he's saying that that in this current age of wrestling, they kind of they may be getting away from the heel or face type of era and moving more to a phase where they're not necessarily classifying the wrestlers. They're kind of letting them be what they are. And I can see that, and especially when it comes to Profits, that again, like I said, they were presenting like they were going to be heel, but when they're interacting with the fans, they're face. And I don't know if that is because of Montez Ford's energy. that is just you can't really
That
keep
aura,
that
man.
energy.
You got it.
You can't keep that tamped down in that heelish way because he just has so much energy and the crowd feeds off of him. Yeah, so it could be, and for the Profits, something like that for the Profits that works. It does kind of just letting their characters be their characters. But then the next thing that he talked about was something that we also definitely want to hit on. Where is Sami Zayn in this picture? He brought up a good point here because Sami Zayn is no longer in this picture, and it can't. After what happened to him with Kevin Owens, this can't be like, especially after a greatness like that in that match. This can't be it. This can't be the end all be all between Zayn and Owens, and in this matter Orton. So, do you think Zayn comes back at Mania and helps Owens win, or do you think Zayn shows up at WrestleMania to get his get back for what happened to him in Canada with Owens?
I mean, the get back makes more sense, but I'm gonna tell you why the Zayn thing is legit. How many times have we seen these two hate each other and reunite just like that? When there's no reason for these two to be friends, like on a wrestling front. There's no reason why these Negroes should hate each other. There's no reason why they should like each other at all. But somehow, some way, something always draws them back to each other. Now, Zayn doesn't have any beef with Orton, but unless Owens has been able to kind of convince Zayn that, his way is the right way, or the way he's been feeling about certain things with Cody and all that other stuff, if he convinced him that way, then yes, I can see that. But I mean, it would make sense if he came back and helped Orton. But because that Orton Owens match is going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good match.
I personally would like to see Zayn go after Owens. I still think there needs to be some bad blood there that needs to kind of continue this on because Owens was sneaking around outside of his house, and and then you go and have. Crazy. And that was crazy work. And then you go around and have a whole match and you lose in your hometown after the guy was sneaking around peeping through your windows while you in there trying to play with your son and you got your wife in there.
He was chilling in the house.
Yeah, nah.
It was crazy.
Right. You were eating while I was getting beating. But but yeah, we got to go back at it, and and that's another one that's gotta. Because they can deliver. Them two together, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they are so good. They can deliver. But I think Sami Zayn has to come back, screw Owens out of this win, and they need to continue that feud. And I'm up for another 2 to 3 more matches between them. If it carries over into, I mean, it could be well placed. They don't have to be one match at each pay per view, but maybe something happens at Mania. We get some more story, another match somewhere mid-year, and it finishes off at SummerSlam, something like that.
Yeah. I can definitely see that, and I'm good with heel Zayn. I mean, if they end up flipping it somehow, and Kevin Owens and Zayn are heels, I can together I can definitely do that. I don't know, but I know one thing: it will be a great match. I'm excited about that. With the last part here, the Roman and the Roman Rollins and CM Punk thing. There was one thing for me I thought that was interesting. I don't think the favor was what he applies the favor was. I think he just said that because he knew that it would catch Roman off guard and it gave him enough time to say it. I don't think that's the favor. I think the favor is still. I think the favor is still there somewhere. He just used it at the time to say, "Oh, thank you for the," and just to catch him off guard.
Yeah,
that match is probably going to headline night number 1. At first, I said to myself, how could CM Punk be okay with not, headlining WrestleMania? It's the whole reason why he came back. He came back to headline WrestleMania. If you're going to headline WrestleMania and it's not a title match, this is the way you do it. And we talking about the only thing that could have made this better, like you said, if Drew McIntyre was in this match. But I think this is how they get the headline. Because I mean, to wait another year to try to wait for CM Punk to win a title is it's going to be some time. Who knows? He may not even want to wrestle by that time. We've heard all the rumors of him going to NXT at some point and taking over Sean or learning and maybe taking a step back. So that could happen. But I think that's going to be the match that headlines night 1. At first I had to really think about it, and I said I can see there's so much mega power, and I can't see Roman opening the show. I can't see Roman opening the show, and I just got a feeling that he's gonna get another headline in the WrestleMania notch on his belt. I think this will be like number 11, which is crazy work. So that's something that I think it's going to be a great match, and it's going to have some twists and turns, and it's going to have people being like, "Oh shoot!" Like I feel like that's how this match is going to kind of play out. And I mean, I wouldn't put anything past Drew. I think Drew's still a factor somehow, some way. In this tangle weave between these four. So yeah, it's going to be great. And WrestleMania season is right there, y'all. I mean, we were like, we're what, exactly a month away, and it's just getting better. It really is just getting better. It's
every week.
It's about and last thing with this, and I'll walk away after that. Rollins needs this more than anybody in this. I just got to throw that out there. Like he needs this match more than Punk. He needs this match more than Roman. Why? Because he has lost he's one of those guys that loses a lot when it's the big matches like this. Like he rarely wins this match. He's lost to Punk when he first came back. The only reason why he beat Punk was because Roman pulled him out the ring. It wasn't like he beat him straight up. Rollins needs this on a wrestling front more than the other two do, in my opinion. This would be a big brag for Seth Rollins if he beats both Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania. I just wanted to say that.
One other notable mention. Got to talk about the little vignette they did with my man Ray Phoenix. If you want to know, if you don't know who Ray Phoenix is, check him out. He's been on Lucha Underground. He's been on AEW. And honestly, if you ask me who's my favorite Ray, I'm always going to tell you Ray Phoenix. Why? I've seen the man do crazy things live in person. This man runs on ropes, kicks faces, and does impeccable, precise kicks. Honestly, I can't wait to see this man change the game when he gets on SmackDown. I can't wait. Literally, that is my favorite luchador all time. And I know because I've watched and grown up watching Rey Mysterio, and I get it. Yes, you got to start us somewhere. But when I watch Ray Phoenix, I mean, that is truly my favorite luchador to watch.
Yeah, my favorite Ray is Ray Lewis. No, we're throwing Rays out there. Yeah, we're going Ray Lewis. Slightly.
Give me Sugar Ray.
There you go. The group, the singing group, or Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
All right, just checking.
I was gonna say Baby Ray, and I ain't talking about barbecue sauce. So Oh man. But we talked about great things with SmackDown. We talked about the great things, of course, with the man with the magic boot, the OTC, the greatest in the world, the best in the world. We talked about the greatest things with NXT, with the man that's constantly cooking up, Miss Parker, Trick Willy Wonka. Okay, we talked about Monday Night Raw, what was going on there with all the greatest, with Io Sky, Bianca, Rhea. Okay, Penta.
We talked about all the misses.
Mayo. Okay, we talked about it all. But again, as always, make sure you guys follow us on all of our social medias. Oh, yeah, that's right. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as well, because we are blown up on there as well. And, of course, on X. Man, we love to get you guys' feedback. Please keep on hitting us up. Keep on showing the love. We're going to keep doing the same thing. As always, we are the Xclusive Knights. We always try to give you and make sure that we are the best there is, the best there was, the best that ever will be. And as always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We got the legacy maker, Mr. Xclusive. We got the Heartbreak Prince himself, the only one that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel. And as always, we are the Xclusive Knights, where your nights will never be the same.
Be the same.
Peace.